weathergang.com. Thanks for joining me on this Martin Luther King Day Jr. Day. Happy holiday to all of you. I hope you are doing well and enjoying the slight warming trend that is underway and the beautiful sunshine that we've had in comparison to late as well, and fewer wind gusts. So we have had some improved weather. We have a couple little rain blips in our fair weather pattern, but overall temperatures are pretty darn nice in the upcoming week, more like March than January, that's for sure. So the two rain chances we'll touch on for today, good evening, David, are Tuesday and Thursday for this upcoming week. We could see another batch come through perhaps Sunday. We'll maybe touch on that in a little bit as well. But as you can see, our average high for the coldest time of year right now, DC Airport has a 43 average high and a 25-degree average low. Hello, Paul. Thanks so much for tuning in. And this week, well, 50 to 60 is kind of the temperature regime we'll see. A cold front does move through so that we cool down again for the weekend. Our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Thanks so much for joining me on this holiday edition of our Sunset Live Q&A. All right, so Ali, we'll get to the look ahead on temperatures for January. And snow, we'll talk about not being the foreseeable future, but maybe some flakes mix in at higher elevations this upcoming Sunday. Lewis, great question. And Ali, thanks again for tuning in. It's good to see you. All right, let's see. I am going to use my new graphic system to get you to our next discussion, which is the rain animation. Tuesday and Thursday are the two rain hits during our work week. Tuesday is a bit light. It's a little bit quick hitting, but Thursday offers a little bit more in moderate rain chances, and we could see the rain add up between Tuesday and Thursday, and maybe I want to add a little bit into Sunday when I look at these rain amounts by the time you talk to me next week. It could be an inch of rain when all is said and done between Tuesday and Thursday, with a little bit of this being the potential for rain and maybe higher elevation wintry mix on this upcoming Sunday in about 6 days. And again, we don't need too much rain overall. At this time of year, evapotranspiration is kind of low. The plants' greenery is not even sucking water out of the soil for the water tables being left alone, basically. And we don't even have a high sun angle to evaporate much water from the soil anyway. So the good news is, with all the rains and precipitation we've had recently in much of the eastern part of the United States, we're doing great on this map. Even very few spots in the light yellow, that's indicating abnormally dry, a couple spots here and there, but much better than the center of the country and the western part of the country. Although, if you've been following our coverage on CapitalWeatherGang.com this week, we're watching with some happiness, despite so much rain coming so quickly to California. The drought does have kind of some alleviation happening with these atmospheric rivers that have been hitting California. So we're in decent shape, especially in the eastern part of the United States. So just keep that in mind when we look at this 1 inch potential for rain in the coming week. It's good. It keeps us kind of up to date, but we aren't running a major deficit or drought scenario in our part of the country. So here it is, our later and later sunsets. Are you enjoying these after 5 p.m. sunsets like I am? I'm really all about more evening light. I hope you are enjoying it, and we've been good to highlight that at CapitalWeatherGang.com in the recent days that our 5 p.m. and earlier sunsets are behind us for the season. So the worst of the winter darkness, in a sense, arguably, is behind us. So keep that in mind. And I'll see you again on Sunday for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat in 6 days. This is our holiday edition tonight. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I hope you are having a good holiday, enjoying the slackening winds, the increased sunshine last couple days. And overall, it's good to see you. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Let me check in. Loving the later sunsets, David, and the later times for these chats, me as well. And Kristen, happy Monday, and I appreciate seeing you on the holiday as well. I hope if you have any questions for the detailed forecast, make sure you ask them of me. Here it is, our average high temperature, our forecast at a glance for the week, and our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Jason Samanow, our head editor, wrote today's forecast on CapitalWeatherGang.com, so be sure to check that out. Hi, Alex. I'm so happy to see you there on YouTube. I should be on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook simulcasting successfully tonight. So happy to see you all again on all three of our platforms. Make sure you follow us at CWG.news/YouTube, CWG.news/Facebook, and CWG.news/Twitter, or at Capital Weather on Twitter as well. And of course, we're on Instagram and the blog anytime you need us at CapitalWeatherGang.com. I'm Camden Walker. Looking ahead at the week 2 rain chances for our work week, Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday's a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker hitting. Thursday has some moderate rain chances, could see a little bit more rain accumulation, and a slight flagging for you of some breezes on Wednesday and maybe some wind on Friday behind our cold front, cooling us down for this upcoming weekend. 40s, upper 40s, low 50s, kind of more seasonally chilly, but still above average for this time of year, this upcoming weekend. All right, let me catch up with you, Clara. Same in Chicago, only rain, strange winter. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Eric, thanks for tuning in from Twitter. Good to see you. Appreciate that tweet. And Kristen, you're loving the extra light. Caden, thanks for tuning in. And Rebecca, you love the pie chart with more daylight coming at us. That's excellent. And Corey, let's talk about snow next. Indeed, teachers and students probably do want a little bit. And La Nina pattern is some reason, Jim, as to why we are skipping winter just a little bit. But don't fret just yet. February, March, plenty of snow season and winter season ahead. Remember, our snowy marches are a recent trend in the last 10 years, arguably connected to climate change. So keep that in mind. And any chance that we can do a snowman soon, asked Melissa. Not anytime soon, but of course we will reveal again, dust it back off, our snow potential index, or SPI at capitalweathergang.com anytime that in the next week we foresee an inch or more of snow accumulating in the DC area. All right, Alex, no cold snaps in the forecast just yet. So let's go ahead and talk about our snow tracker, which is a little bit depressing for snow lovers. 0 inches so far this season, but average season to date, you can see here a little bit of a snow drought to speak of. Normally we'd have about 3.8 inches for season to date, but we don't have anything yet. So it's a snowless season and not looking like we have major snow signals here. Looking at the temperatures for next work week, the probability is kind of equal chances for above or below average. So snow lovers, you kind of would want to see a bigger signal of below average temperatures, kind of shading in the blue out near Chicago, in fact. But for precipitation, here's where we have a little bit of hope, especially higher elevations where it's naturally a little bit more cooler temperatures. The atmosphere is sending us a wet signal for next work week here on this map for looking ahead, thanks to the Climate Prediction Center putting these maps out. And of course, the tropics. In case you haven't been following, we do have this slight chance of development southeast of the Gulf of Maine off of Cape Cod. It is looking to stay stationary big if, it develops into a tropical system this week or subtropical system. The next 5 days, under a 40% chance of developing, but it is an interesting thing to see in January off of the East Coast. Of course, no threat to land, nothing to speak of except textbook curiosity for this time of year. Here it is, our latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. I'm on the air about another 10 minutes or so. I'm Cameron Walker for capitalweathergang.com. Here it is, forecast at a glance for you. We've got above average temperatures, 43 for an average high, 25 for an average low at DC Airport, and we're looking to stay above that in the 50 to 60 degree range for high temperatures this upcoming week. Feels more like March. Only a couple rain chances with a nice day in between on Wednesday. Looks like the nicest day, albeit a little bit breezy. But Tuesday's rain chance looking fairly light, fairly quick. Thursday could be a little bit longer duration of a rain with some moderate intensity to speak of there as well. Cold front moves through on Friday with kind of windiness as what we think is to be expected on Friday. Temperatures are trending back downward toward seasonal chill into the upper 40s to low 50s, but still expected to be above average for this time of year this upcoming weekend. But stay tuned to capitalweathergang.com as we get towards Sunday. Higher elevations, maybe see some flakes or wintry mix kind of mixing in with what should be, generally speaking, a rain event on next Sunday as well. All right, beautiful day to eat lunch outside in Middleburg. Stephanie, thanks for tuning in. And Jim, thanks for tuning in. And we've got Corey still wanting some snow. I hope to keep your expectations managed over the next week. And we've got David in the tropics. We just talked about that. Hopefully you saw that map. Very slight chance we see that low pressure system develop offshore in the tropics into a named storm, tropical or subtropical. But here it is, the National Hurricane Center. Over the next 5 days, under 40% chance that this develops into a subtropical or tropical named system. So David, good question, but it's definitely an interesting thing in the weather world right now. if we do see a January storm develop. All right, Alex, you're really annoyed that there's no snow on the ground, but I'm really glad to see you there on YouTube. I should be at CWG.news/YouTube tonight, and at our Facebook page, CWG.news/Facebook, and on Twitter, CWG.news/Twitter, or follow us there directly at Capital Weather. So keep that in mind. We'll be watching that low pressure system off the East Coast, but no threat to land. And that's the good news. It's more of a textbook intellectual curiosity if it does develop in the next 5 days, but under 40% chance. Forecast at a glance, we've been hitting at the above average temperatures, feeling like March over this upcoming next work week. Well above average there, as you can see. It's coldest time of year, in fact, for a 43 high temperature average at DCA Airport and 25 for an average low. We're going to stay above that for the entire foreseeable work week here. Latest forecast goes into more details at CWG.news/latest. I want to also talk about the 2 rain events that we have touched on briefly. Tuesday is kind of quick hitting, as you can see here, lighter and quick. We have a nice day in between here on Wednesday in this animation, fairly sunny, a little bit breezy, but as you can see, coming from the west, moving toward the east, our next rain chance here on Thursday could have some pop-up moderate rain bursts, moderate showers. It doesn't look like we'll see a rumble of thunder as it stands now, but we'll keep you posted at capitalweathergang.com as we get closer. But things do clear out with a cold front on Friday, cooling us down, and rain amounts over the next 7 days are sizable. I would say this is a very healthy rain week, an inch in some locations by the time you talk to me next for our weekly Sunday sunset chat. Next Sunday, it could be kind of a rain event, maybe mixed with some snowflakes at higher elevations next Sunday while we're speaking. But low confidence in looking that far out, about 6 days. We'll keep you posted at Capital Weather Gang as we get closer. It's not like we need much rain in the region. We're doing okay from a drought perspective. Only a couple spots along the East Coast have even abnormally dry conditions, but no drought to speak of really in the mid-Atlantic or even the Northeast really. The middle part of the country and even still the West Coast, despite the atmospheric rivers, still some drought to make up for in those parts of the country. Alex will be tired of the snow when it comes. And Butch, go to CWG.news/hats. I think we do have some hats for sale. We're working on that, on getting our gear store perhaps back up in 2023. And we've got Kristen. The last time we had significant March snow. Indeed, we've had warmer winters up until March and still had some snow in March. That's a great point. And Alex, thanks again for tuning in from YouTube. So here it is, our daylight getting later and later on the sunset side of things. I hope you're enjoying the greater evening light. It'll be even later when you speak to me next Sunday for a weekly Sunday sunset chat. This is our holiday Monday edition tonight. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to you. I hope you're having a good holiday. But right now, 5:11 p.m. sunset in DC on this evening. It'll be several minutes later next week when you speak to me on Sunday. And I'm Camden Walker, of course, for CapitalWeatherGang.com. We're there on the blog 24/7. And we'll keep you posted for our sad snow lovers. We've got this drought of snow. Normally right here, we should be 3.8 inches. Here it is on our snow tracker, which you can find at WashingtonPost.com/weather or directly at CapitalWeatherGang.com. Average so far, season to date, normally we'd have 3.8 inches of accumulating snow thus far. Average for the whole season, even despite climate change, human-caused climate change warming things and bringing snow amounts down, 13.7 inches still can be expected for the current average seasonal snowfall on DCA Airport. Record most snow, some of us remember the Snowmageddon winter in 2009-2010, 56.1 inches. And here you go, other records there on our snow tracker as well. And I'm sorry to report, no snow signals really in the foreseeable future, snow lovers. Sorry students, sorry teachers. And indeed, average high-low DCA is going to be even colder, or it was until recently. And Charlene, thanks for tuning in. You're saturated with soggy yards in Glenville. You don't need more rain, but some snow would be welcome. So here's what my sad temperatures looking out to next week reports, kind of equal chances above average, below average. Not a clear signal, snow lovers, for colder than average temperatures for next work week, unless you're out near Chicago, there in the shaded blue. But here in the shaded green for precipitation over next work week, we do have a signal for some probability of above average precipitation for next work week as well. So keep that in mind. And tropics, of course, kind of an intellectual curiosity, no threat to land. Under 40% chance we see maybe in January, the next 5 days. A January subtropical to tropical system get named in the Atlantic, but the National Hurricane Center is pegging that at under 40% chance. Right now, that's swirl off of the Mid-Atlantic, way off of the Gulf of Maine, the Cape Cod area. It is generally going to be stationary over the next 5 days, and again, 40% chance of development. Not much, but worth watching for our curiosity's sake. No threat to land as it stands now. We'll keep you posted on that, of course, at capitalweathergang.com. I'm on there another 4 minutes or so. Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. I like how Jason flags the nicest day of the week is looking like Wednesday, albeit a little bit breezy. We do kind of between rain systems on Tuesday and Thursday have some sunshine to be expected. So that's the good news there. And then the cold fronts, having moved through on Friday, could be fairly windy as temperatures kind of decline going into the weekend. Right now, the weekend, upper 40s, low 50s, kind of the temperature regime as it stands now. Maybe rain again on Sunday with higher elevations. Maybe a wintry mix to some snowflakes mixing in. Again, we're talking about maybe the top of Skyline Drive. So keep those snow expectations managed. Drive to the top of Skyline Drive if you can. See some snow potentially. Low probability, low confidence, but just giving you a hint, snow lovers. We could see something next Sunday as well. All right, David, thanks for tuning in from Facebook. And Alex, you did not like the winter 2013-2014. That was too brutal for you. Thanks for tuning in from YouTube. And Paul, quiet until the snow comes. We'll see. No snow in the foreseeable future, but right now I'll take the 50 to 60 degree above average temperatures and somewhat benign weather until we can kind of get our energy up for the next snow potential, which I will, of course, keep you updated on during our weekly Sunday Sunset Chats. And tonight, our holiday edition, Holiday Monday Sunset Live Q&A. Thanks for tuning in on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Hope you're having a good holiday. Enjoying the lower wind finally has broken over the last few days. We've got so much wind. And bluer skies. I think we've really been annoyed about the cloud cover recently as well. Kristen, thanks for tuning in. You're most welcome. And Paul, thanks again for tuning in from Facebook. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook tonight. Make sure you follow us on all three of those channels. They're just three of our social media channels. I'm Camden Walker. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. Latest forecast by Jason Samenow, our head editor at CWG.news/latest. Averages right here. It's pretty much our coldest time of year, and we're going to stay much above these average high and low temperatures at DC Airport. 50 to 60 degrees this week for high temperatures generally feels like March. Let's touch on the rain chances for Tuesday and Thursday this week. Lighter and quicker chance, here it is on the animation for Tuesday. Nice day in between on Wednesday. Maybe a little breezy, but fairly sunny. And then coming from the west, our next rain chance on Thursday could be a little bit more moderate intensity, a little bit longer lasting, but we should clear out for Friday and Saturday. Totals, which include a little bit of the potential rain maybe for next Sunday, an inch or so of rain by the time you talk to me next Sunday for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. So overall, decent rains. We're not exactly hurting, but we'll take the rain. Drought situation, A-okay in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Just a couple little yellow spots here of abnormally dry here and there, but nothing to worry about unless you're in the middle part of the country or western part of the country. That's where there are still some drought concerns, even with those atmospheric rivers hitting California. There is some good drought alleviation, silver linings, but it's a lot of rain too quickly at once in some respects. So that's the unfortunate thing there. But daylight, here it is, our graph that most of you are liking, the more greater and greater evening light, later and later sunsets. I'll be a few minutes later next Sunday for our weekly chat then, but tonight I was able to start on time at 5:11 p.m. to match sunset in DC. And then snow trackers, the snow lovers look away from our snow tracker, which we also track at capitalweathergang.com. Gives you an idea of where we should be season to date. And right now we still have 0 and expecting 0 in the coming days. But of course, our snow potential index will be out. Our SPI number, we'll tweet that out and put it on capitalweathergang.com anytime we see chance of snow happening in the next week or so. Looking like equal chances for above average or below average temperatures, no clear signal for next work week, but a signal for next work week of above average precipitation. And this could turn into higher elevation snows potentially. And again, the tropics, No threat to land, but intellectual curiosity swirling out off the mid-Atlantic coast. Less than 40% chance, but still interesting. In the next 5 days, do we see a named subtropical or tropical storm from the National Hurricane Center? Stay tuned to capitalweathergang.com. We'll keep you posted, even if it is a slight chance in the next 5 days. It does stay stationary and just swirls out to sea. No threat to land. All right, David, thanks for tuning in. Alex and Kristen, everyone, please have a good start to your work week tomorrow. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day today. Our week remains above average in the temperatures. March-like, 50 to 60 degrees. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Consider having an umbrella on Tuesday and Thursday for our rain chances this week. I'll see you next Sunday. I'm Camden Walker, signing off. Bye for now.